And that's the
Now,
disappointing when you fuck a guy for over an hour and he just go.
Did anybody recognize you from film in the industry? They did? Okay. Okay. Well, I just came in. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You are such an advocate. One thing is what I love is I love seeing a lot of the beautiful women that's in the industry as sex advocates.
And I would set up crystals on their body based off of their chakra. And the crystals, what they do is if they sit long enough, they begin to like permeate through the body. They begin to expand through the body and they create a bridge.
I cannot. I shot with John Q too. You know, John Q, you know, I'm the first big girl, but he did his side, you know, his side. Yeah. But
I would, and I have given my last dime to people. I've given when I should have just watched. And it's not always about giving financially. It's giving your space and your time and your energy.
so that's kind of like a 50-50 answer. What I got, that wasn't really a yes or no answer.
I think I actually would, and this is of course the therapist in me, I would be asking them, like, tell me how this is celibacy for you.
So what's first there, Anna?
I shoot them just like I would be shooting a regular human. So you don't put the emphasis on that. So it makes it more consistent with the title of being transgender.
I have a really good friend. She lives here in Atlanta. I met her on a porn set. She wrote a book called From Porn to the Pulpit. Now, I won't say she was like this super... Yeah, she's my best friend. She's my best friend. Her name is Danielle Williams McCord. She wrote an amazing book called From Porn to the Pulpit. She's been preaching for 10 years now, but I met her on a porn set.
In any business that you find yourself in, because definitely for me, like, you know, creating a product to push to the consumer, and for me, everything was consumer driven. If they didn't want it, I'm not gonna make it because I knew it.
Felt like if we kept our head a little below the sagebrush, that we would just be able to keep on going without any interference or anything like that. But that's
right, dude. I'm sitting in like the dressing room, like just with all the 20-year-olds and 22-year-olds, 25-year-olds. I'm like, how old are you? Oh, I'm 25. I'm like, how old are you? I'm 23. And I'm like, dude, I'm 30.
Before I leave the house, I feel like the last look.
Yeah, bridging the gap. Nyomi Banks, the goddess. Tune in. Hey yo, Black, where we at? Elements. Got a problem? What's the issue? Ask Nyomi for advice, she will bless you. Is it sex, love, or relationships? If your spirits are down, you can get a daily uplift. Just listen every word that she speaks. Setting trends with hashtags for every day of the week. Hashtag motivational Mondays, testimonial Tuesdays. I've been listening for the last 2 days. Wet Willie or Wisdom Wednesdays. Either way, the conversation gon' be lengthy. It's not hearsay. This is her way. You know she'll keep you thirst trapping on a Thursday. 4 days down, I'll talk about the number 5 day. Never coy, she always keeps it freaky on Fridays. Spiritual on Saturdays with sessions in the morning. Still uplifting and inspiring you all in. Being the goddess that she is, she keeps you all in. Formed on soul searching Sundays, just call in. If you misinformed, come get the facts. Fortunate for you, she's looking to bridge the gap. Yes, she was a porn star, but she's more than that. She's a certified specialist teaching us how to act. By the end of the show, we'll agree to disagree, but be good to each other and ourselves and keep it sexy. Yeah. Tune in every week to Ask Nyomi. Bridging the Gap with Nyomi Banks and Dog Pound Mike. Don't miss it. Tune in.
sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more by bridging the gap between them all and teaching the world on sex, language, attitude, and spiritual uplifting. I want to say, what's going on, my BTG crew? What is happening? Dr. Mike,
It's all good.
what's
It's all
going on?
good.
Are you excited about this show?
Oh, yes, I am.
I'm excited about this show. And let me tell you why I'm excited about this show, because this is my shit. This is my shit. But this young man, so let me say this. This young man, I knew him before I knew him. I knew him before I knew him. An image of his name came to me probably about 8 months ago, and I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what it meant. And then probably about a month ago, he came through my For Your page. For Your page, he came through. I mean, for your page on TikTok. Let me make sure I said that on TikTok. It came through there, and I listened to him a few times, and I'm like, okay, he kind of talking, something that I need to be listening to, you know. I said, so I was listening to him and listening to him. And a lot of things that I was able to relate to is some things that I already knew. But this young man is a medium. He is a spiritual, I say a spiritual genius. His story is amazing. He tells his story every day. He's on TikTok, and he's just really out there trying to help people heal as well as tap into their gifts. This is what we're going to do. Before I introduce him, I want to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back because this man right here is amazing. And I think he's a little nervous. I think he's a little nervous, but we're going to bring him in right after we come out from the break. All right. So it's your girl, D Goddess Nami Banks, Ask Nami Bridge back. We'll be right back. Hey there, it's Naomi. I'm here to help you discover the power of self-love and achieve your goals with ease. Our self-love 30-day challenge offers a unique blend of self-help, guided meditation, and daily affirmations to help you love yourself more and live your best life. With prompts and a 30-day time limit, you will have the perfect opportunity to commit to a journey of self-love and self-discovery. Don't wait any longer to start your journey to self-love. Take the Self-Love 30-day challenge today and transform your life for the better. Sign up now at asknaomi.com/elevate me. And the challenge starts September 1st. Hey, my sexy people, this is your girl, the Goddess Naomi Banks, and I just wanted to talk about something a little serious real quick. Right now in this world, sex trafficking is at an all-time high. And I want you ladies to be especially aware when you are out and pay attention to certain things. Now, there's a list of things right here that is going around social media, and I just wanted to pay special attention to it and just share it with you. So as I always say, always keep it sexy, but always be safe. All right, welcome back. It's your girl, the Goddess Naomi Banks, here on Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. What's going on, Dog Pound Mike?
It's all good. All
Are
good.
you ready for this guest?
Yes, I am.
I am so ready for this guest. Is honestly is such a special. He get ready to do some big things. He really get ready to do some big things. This young man, not only is he a medium, but he's also the CEO and the owner of Soul Dreamers podcast. And when I say they have a lot of great things, lot of great information, I'm telling you, when this man start talking, y'all gonna start tapping. Y'all are gonna start tapping on y'all hands. Y'all gonna be like, yes. He's going to tap into you like never before, so you can tap into yourself. And let me say, I want to introduce to you Clairvoyant Chris.
How y'all doing? How you doing, Naomi? How you doing?
How are you?
Good, good. Yes, I was a little nervous, and I took me a little time, but I'm here. But yes, we got it right.
No problem. First of all, I want to say thank you because I know you're very, very sensitive, as I am. But even you sharing this space with me right now, I thank you. It's a privilege. First of all,
Yes. Thank y'all too. Thank you to the BTG gang for just having us in. Soul Dreamers is going up quickly, and when you asked me about it, I had to jump on it. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. So for everybody that don't, the thing is that people get this perception of what spirituality, mediums are, psychics, all of those things. I want you to explain, first of all, what a medium is for those who don't know.
So for like that don't know, like a lot of people take the power out of themselves and they don't know that they can communicate with their loved ones on the other side when they pass away, right? So like when they transition, so basically we have to hit a frequency. So I tell my clients that also, like meet your family like halfway to meet the frequency. So that allows the channel to open with love and light.
Mhm.
So you communicate to your loved ones, but it's just communicating beyond the veil.
Communicating beyond the veil. I love that. I love that. So let me ask you this. Now I know you. I know some of your story because you
Right.
share it on TikTok with a lot of people, with your followers and stuff. And actually, I am one of his clients.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you are.
I am one of his clients. And so when he had read me, it was amazing. Just some of the things that he brought to my attention that I kind of put it in the back. I did. I put it in the back, and I was like, did he just read me? But yes, he did. He just read me. But for you, when did you first realize that you had this gift, and how did it come to you?
Well, I might as well get into my story. So I realized that I had this gift when I was 6 years old. Mother passed when I was 4 years old, right?
Hmm.
So around six, she started coming to me.
Okay.
But it was like real scary because of the fact that when you're 6 years old, you kind of turn off the light, run to your bed type deal, right? Well,
Hmm.
she like sit on my bed, but I'm like 6 years old, so I understand. And how she was coming through, I just thought like it was a just a friend, right?
Right.
So, but I wasn't experienced in the whole process. So you see a lot of scary things that will like suppress you and make you not even want to do it again. So I don't know if you want me to get into my story or like you want me to just get into my story of how it all started from the beginning.
Whatever makes you comfortable. The thing is, because
Okay.
I know there's actually a young man that was on here for a while, and I believe he is very, very gifted.
Okay.
Um, and I hope that he's listening right now because it might have the same things that's going on with you is probably going on with him, but he's never ever gotten a awakening or help to get
Uh,
through it. You understand what I'm saying? So I
right.
don't want to tell your story. You know what I mean? So
Right.
go ahead. Hmm.
Right. So just to help him out because it like took me 3 years for this to come into fruition with the whole fear thing, right?
Hmm.
So I was 6 years old communicating with my mother. So, but like she freaked me out a little bit, like I didn't know communicating with them that they didn't have eyes. So as a kid, kind of just spooked, right? So
Hmm.
started changing to like my imaginary friend. So
Hmm.
she started coming to me, and my father, I told him about it because I just wanted to tell somebody about it, that was
Right.
here, and it just I thought he would like be supportive, but he didn't. He put me in a mental hospital when I was 6 years old,
Mhm.
and when I went to the mental hospital, they were giving me like 1,000 milligrams of Ritalin at 6 years old, right?
Mm.
So like they would hook me up to these tests and like do like tests on me, and but I'm not even knowing. But that's where my trauma started.
Okay.
So then I get out and I have to pretend like I'm not talking to spirits anymore. So I have to just stop telling them. So he basically in like that instance, he went from like to I didn't, at a young age. So
Hmm.
everybody that I'm schizophrenic. And I'm like, how are you labeling me? And like I thought that everybody did and like this was a common thing. Well,
Wait, your father told everybody you was schizophrenic.
yeah, like he told the family, and that's why they like put me into a hospital because they weren't doing this. Mind you, Naomi, this is in like what 91, 92. So
Mm.
a lot of the mediums had a tough time. Like we didn't even know about it, but right, but it was like witchcraft to like my religious community.
Mm-hmm.
So I just stopped doing it, but I would like get suppressed, and like we don't talk to this day, but like he really suppressed me because like subconsciously he knew like the whole time that I could do this, but
Mm-hmm.
if he would have been there for me and like just like told me that it was gonna be okay, fear into it. So I kind of like suppressed it until it was ugly, my spiritual awakening, until I was like 30. And
Mm.
and by that terrible because you go from a child and you kind of like forget about it, then like it's a core memory, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's at the back of your mind. You kind of right. So you finally hit a spiritual awakening when you're 30, and your whole world just turns upside down, right? So hell, I'm drinking a beer one day and I'm getting intoxicated, and it's just boom, dead people, and I was like, this was a lot to me because me as a skeptic, like I'm not even gonna lie, Naomi, I thought like the whole medium thing was a scam, from
Mm-hmm.
right, but I think that if I would have gotten the proper guidance and just like the love, I mean, who puts the child into a mental hospital at 6 years old?
Right.
I did.
What happened? Wait, because you keep popping in and out. I'm sorry. You keep popping in and out. Is crazy.
Can you so now or what? We're good.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
good. We're good.
I
We're good.
apologize. So yeah. So I kind of help people into like their spiritual awakening for the first time because a lot of people do not know, and it's a tough
Yeah.
time, and they feel alone. You know,
Yeah.
like that's my job, but it took me a while because I was a big introvert, so I didn't want to, because I went through so much trauma, and
Right.
I just kept a lot of things to myself. So I used to read people, but didn't know what I was doing. You know,
Mm.
hard for me to date and like hard for me to have friends and do, man, the whole nine. Like a it goes on, you know. Yeah. Started, and nobody told us that when you started hearing everything, like the voices, right? When you start communicating, they didn't tell you that if you have any kind of fear, you can project the fear in your visions, right? So
Mm. Mm-hmm.
like should a lot of people not even want to even do it anymore, but once you already here, there's no going back. Like there's a lot of people that say, oh, I don't want to do it no more. Well, God put us here, we all have this.
Right.
Some people that have it stronger than other people. So I just let people know, you're not alone, and don't feel like you woke up late. Like some of my clients, they're 65 years old, and is damn, like I wasted all this time, yada yada. And I'm like, you didn't waste anything. It is straight divine timing.
Yeah.
If you can feel your future, you know that it's close because you already own that future because
Yeah.
it coexists, simultaneously right now. But a lot of people don't understand that. And when you're in a dark, dark place like I was, and I was a skeptic, it just takes a lot out of a person to take everything that they've ever known and it not be as true as you thought it was.
Right.
Like that.
Right. So let me tell you, the first time that I was ever introduced to somewhat of spiritual powers is I guess I was in my 20s, myself and my sister. We were actually signed to a major record label,
Mm,
group. And my aunt and her husband used to work for this facility. And one of his coworkers came to him and had said, do you have nieces that are sisters? And he said, yeah. So he actually did have nieces. His sister had two girls. And he said, well, yeah. And he said they were like, I think they were like 9 and or 8 or something like that. And she said, no. She said, no, they're adults. And he said, well, my wife has She has, some nieces that are sisters that are, adults. And then he had said our name, and he said, yeah, that's them. And so, he said, do you want to meet them? Do you want to meet her? And, I was a little apprehensive, but I remember my mom used to, this is really going on right here.
What is it?
I don't know. It's just going really crazy. It's really going crazy right now. Um,
Are you on the cell phone, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm on my other iPad. You want me to switch, or like what you want me to do? You want?
Yeah, let's just keep rolling because well, it is.
what it is now. Yeah, because it keeps jumping you in and out. It keeps jumping you in and out.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah. So if we can switch you over
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, got
to
you.
the next one.
I
So
apologize.
no, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Technical difficulty. So this is what we're gonna do. All right, my BTG crew, ex Naomi Bridge and Gap, you folks right there. We're gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna bring him back because I want him to hear the rest of my story.
Yes, please. Yes, ma'am. Please.
All right, it's your girl D Goddess Nami Banks here, and we will be right back.
It's actually great
Mhm.
because, towards the end, I was like, man, I really just want my body to myself,
Mhm.
because I felt like my body belonged to Manuel, to Marcus, to Julius, So it's like I felt like I wanted my body to myself for a while. And it's pretty great,
Ex Naomi bridging the gap. This is where we talk about love, sex, relationship, cultural differences. We became really, really good friends. And when I say really, really good friends, like she's been through with me through my first marriage, through the birth of my kids. She like been there with everything as well as I had. But we had a breakdown. We had a breakdown in communication in all of those things. And let me tell you, the breakdown came down is that where she had found out that she was diagnosed with brain cancer. And I remember, and every time she would call me or I would call her, I would speak with her and have very ups and encouraging words. But this one year, my grandmother had passed away out of the blue, and I no longer had any. And at that moment, I felt like, where are my encouraging words for me? And I'm just gonna be honest. And I kind of like distanced from her because I felt she was draining my energy. And I don't think she was. I think what it was is that at that time, we needed each other and did not know how to help each other in that need.
Hey, this is Dog Pound Mike from Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from the kennel. Get back at it.
Hey there, it's Naomi. I'm here to help you discover the power of self-love and achieve your goals with ease. Our Self-Love 30-Day Challenge offers a unique blend of self-help, guided meditation, and daily affirmations to help you love yourself more and live your best life. With prompts and a 30-day time limit, you will have the perfect opportunity to commit to a journey of self-love and self-discovery. Don't wait any longer to start your journey to self-love. Take the Self-Love 30-Day Challenge today and transform your life for the better. Sign up now at asknaomi.com/elevate me. And the challenge starts September 1st. All right, it's your girl, D Goddess Nami Banks here, and welcome back to Ask Naomi Bridge and Gap podcast. Y'all know, we always have some problems over here at Ask Naomi. You know that. But we are back, and I want to thank you guys for being so patient. Dog Pound Mike, you ready to hear the rest of my story?
Yes, I am.
Or you want to hear some of Chris' story?
I want to hear them both. When it shows up, then we go back to Chris. I see Chris back on now, so
Right.
let's add him in here.
All right, well, welcome back, Chris.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back. Thank you.
Man, we got you
All
back
right,
full time now.
we're good. We're good.
No
We're
bleach,
good. I
no
promise.
bleach, no blue. I was like, here I go. I'm like this. I'm like, are we supposed to be doing this?
No, 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 no. Hey, 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 they gonna hear us, okay? Right. They gonna hear us. Got you.
Y'all got me scared over here, like they just trying to shut us down.
Hey, man, look, man. I told her too, man. The frequency's gonna be off the chain. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go. God, I got you. You know I want to hear this.
All right. So, she sat there and, she was telling, both me and my sister some things. And the thing is that I was apprehensive at first because my mom had did it when I was younger. She had went to go see someone when we were younger. And she actually had told her that me and my sister was going to be okay. And at this time, this is before she even had my little brother. And she had told him that she was going to have a son. My mom was like, no, because she was done. She thought she was done. And then, here my brother come 21 years later with a whole nother, son. So fast forward. So she's talking to us. And, I said, yeah, and we sit down and we're talking. And and she's saying some things, and me and my sister looking at each other like, okay. And so then she goes to tell us, she said, well, you know what? She said, but you guys are going to be successful and things are going to happen, but you have to do one thing. And what I heard her say, you got to let go of one thing. Now, I don't know what I was listening to. I was like, what I got to let go? And at that moment of time, like, do I got to let go of this toxic ass relationship? Like, what I got to let go of to be successful? But in my mind, I'm thinking successful. I'm thinking the singing group. You understand what I'm saying? So I wasn't even going for thinking anything else. All right, so that's one, right? Fast forward. Let's fast forward probably about 10 years later, maybe 10 years later, 10 years later. I am with my baby boo, and we got a production company, and we're in LA. We're taking a trip to LA. We had auction out, well, not, we had actually, what do you call it? With our scripts,
Options are script.
our options off our scripts, and we were sitting with the guys that, we were, talking with the business, and they actually was sitting with a guy that was a medium. I really didn't know what a medium was, but I was like, okay, even though I sat and talked with the lady, but I thought she was a psychic, that's how I was unfamiliar on who's who. So I get up, I go to the bathroom. I come back from the bathroom and the guys get ready to leave. And he comes to me and he tells me, you know, he said that 5-year plan that you have, he said everything is gonna come true. He said everything is gonna come true. It's gonna be true. And he said, and it's all gonna work. And then he started laughing. And I'm like, what you laughing for? And he said, just the way that you do it. And I'm like, huh? So I was big on very writing 5-year plans and stuff like that. I was really big on that. So then he get ready to leave and he come back. And he said, and he grabbed my hand and he said, and that ring finger, I mean my marriage finger, he said, that's gonna work itself out. He said, that's gonna work itself out. So then he leaves. So we're sitting down talking to the guys. He comes back, taps me on my shoulder and tell me, and make sure you make them pay your work. So then he walks off and I'm sitting there like, oh, okay. Do 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 do. Right? Third time. I'm on set. I'm on set at this house for a whole week doing a movie. And I'm there early as I always am on set. In the last day of shooting, the owner of the house, she comes out. I'm sitting in my truck. She comes out, she knocks on the window. And I wrote down and she said, I've been seeing you all week. And you're such a nice lady and such a such. She said, but I wanted to tell you something. And I was like, oh, I'm listening. She said, I want you to tell you that it might look green on the other side, but you just don't know what they have to do on that other side. She said, but you keep doing what you're doing. She said, because you're going to be successful. She said, beyond your you would never imagine. Just keep going, keep doing. So I'm sitting there like, hmm. I didn't get any of that till about in 2020. I woke up at about 3 o'clock in the morning and it was like a movie that was playing in my head. I was cleaning up, like cleaning up my whole house, just cleaning up, watching a whole movie, crying, laughing because it was like a play, a movie playing all in my head. And then I started seeing things, hearing things. But mind you, all the time I was little, I would have a dream that somebody would die and the next day they would die. Before my grandmother passed away, the week that she passed, the week before she passed away, I woke up. You know how when you had those little sleeps and you trying to get up and it feel like somebody holding you down?
Sleep
You know,
paralysis.
yes, and but this time when I got up, I used to be scared to, sleep in the dark. So I used to have the TV on, a musical, and I used to have that on all the time because I didn't want to hear anything because I used to hear things in my sleep. And so I would do that to cloud all of that unnecessary noise that I didn't want to hear. But on this particular night, I wake up and I look outside my window and I see this dark angel, this black angel. So probably about 2 days later, well, no, I called my sister the next day and I was telling her about, I said, well, I had this dream. And my sister was really big on dreams. And so she was like, that sounds like the death angel. And I'm like, huh? Mind you, at this moment of time, I was debating if I should keep my chocolate radio show or not. And I'm big on signs. And so when I heard that, it was like, okay, that's the death of that, at that moment. So I'm on my way to Las Vegas for the AVN Awards. And I'm coming up the escalator. And I see this sign that says Ethel Chocolates. Ethel is my grandmother's first name. Chocolate radio. Chocolate. I look at it as, oh, okay, that's a sign. I see my grandma, that's telling me I need to stop chocolate radio. All wrong. So this was on a Friday. Saturday come, I do the award show, go stay the night at my sister's, and then I'm on a plane back home to LA on Sunday. Sunday night when I land, we get a call that they had to rush my grandmother to the hospital. Mind you, she was not sick at all. Not sick at all. So we was like, oh my God. So they brought her back. She was okay. So they brought her back home. That Monday morning, we get a call that said they had to rush her to the hospital again. This time they tell us, you all need to get here. My grandmother passed away that night. And so when I knew something was happening to me, I knew something was happening to me. And even before that, I remember when I was pregnant, I was on bed rest, so I was in the bed the whole entire time. And I used to go in my closet and I made my closet my prayer closet because I knew it was something going on. It felt like something was going on. I had like my prayer list. I had all of those things to forgive, people I was calling because I knew it was something more that I'm supposed to be doing than what I was doing. And then I felt something. I got rebaptized again, and then I shut it down. I shut it all the way down to 2020 when it just grabbed me and like literally kind of like choked the shit out of me. And I was running. I was running. And then that is how I'm here now with all kind of gifts.
But you did that though. You did that. You did that. Like a lot of people don't know. Like I tell a lot of people, don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Like I tell a lot of people, my job is to just read your book to the end, right? Tell you the ending. You got to
Mhm.
just get there, right? But it's how you get there that's on
Mhm.
you, okay?
Mhm.
But a lot of people want to hold on to how they get there. They want to hold on to the plug in. You can't hold on to the plug in. You don't need to know how the energy works. Just make it work, right? So that's when we can go into the manifestations and all type of stuff. But yeah. Yeah.
All right, and then I didn't even want to tell you all that story 'cause I got a whole bunch of questions right here. But I had to share that just listening to your story and and stuff like that. And now that I sit down and I go back and I think about things as a child, that I'm like, oh my God, that's what that was.
Right.
Oh my God, that is what that was. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like even I was a very confident child. Very confident. You couldn't tell this little chocolate thing in it, anything. But it was something my dad used to always say to me. He said, I had the big head. That's what he used to say. And I'm like, "How I got the big head?" Because I was very confident. Um, I knew what I wanted and I went and, worked and got it. But then I was told my head was too big. And so they try to kind of make it
Suppression.
small. Yeah. Yeah, make you small. And so, you kind of, I pulled back a little, not a lot, but I pulled back a little enough to where now I've been going through a healing process of that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, through a healing process of that. And that's one of the reasons why I truly created Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast, because I know that there's a lot of people that's going through the same thing I'm going through, if not more, but also so they can tap into their God within them. Because we
Right.
thought that God is outside of us, and He's not. He's inside of us.
Right.
And that is where we have to be in connection with. So that is one reason why it's like, no, I need to get him on here so he can share his story, as well as if anybody have any questions, to ask. I'm not opening it up just yet because I have a lot of questions for him. My first question for you is, for you, what's been the most revealing thing about yourself that you learned from being in this industry now? Now that you're in this industry, you're in the spiritual realm, in the industry, in that sort. What has been the most interesting thing that you've learned about yourself?
Man, the energy transfer.
Mm,
And like when I say that, like through frequencies, like through this right here. So a lot of people tell me, Chris, like you saved my life, but I used to like not believe that, right? But
right.
all of a sudden it was like a healing point for me and them, right? So man, they would say, when I get off your lives, like I feel high. So that's called a spiritual high. You see what I'm saying? But everybody wants to hear that and they want to take it back to church. We don't need to be in a congregation to talk to God. So I tell people
Yeah.
that talk to God within you, right? So I didn't know that I was a seed planter and everything that I was touching was flourishing, right? But I didn't know that I had to believe that I was a master manifester, right? For things
Mm,
to come into fruition. Because like I tell a lot of people, this is 90% mental, okay?
hmm
This is not for the weak, right? Um, you will go back home straight dealing with this shit, dealing with this, right? So like you're clairaudient, right? You've been clairaudient since you were a kid. A lot of people can't take those and then they get labeled as schizophrenic.
Mm,
Well, schizophrenia, that's just a label, right? So they're scared and they put a name on all these voices, but this is your spirit team, right? Like this is God, but you don't know that coming in because they tell us something totally left field, right? So I was a big skeptic coming in, but I had to literally walk through the darkness and because I'll be honest with you now, I mean, like I was kind of mad at God for a while,
mm,
because I couldn't fathom how He took my mom when I was 4 years old and left me to my dad, who physically beat me, beat me up, told me not to cry, this and this and that, right? But I'm glad I went through that. Is because I could heal my inner child, right? Because it always filters to the adult. Okay,
hmm
so the abandonment. So I tell people don't play with abandoned people because abandoned people love really really hard. Okay, so
hmm
they're always expecting something not to work because that's the abandonment, right?
Yeah.
So like when you go through something like this, you feel strictly alone. But like when you isolate, a lot of people can't take it. But you have to isolate to go through your what do they call it, dark night of the soul. To
Yeah.
go like through your shadow work because you have to go back through those life events that you don't want to do, but your inner child is coexisting still to the day. Like I tell people, slavery is still going on
Mm-hmm.
right now. Like all these things are still going on, but it's on a timeline. So when you evolve, your whole reality changes. Like you said, you start seeing things. I didn't even know that when I strictly went to the 5D. So the 5D is like you believe in everything beyond the veil. Like you don't have to see anything concrete, right? So when you do these things and you walk into a restaurant, going through a spiritual awakening, talking to pregnant women's babies, and you see them grow up in front of you in your mind's eye, and you want to go check yourself in, right? You want to go check yourself in, right? You're talking to the cashier and she has a whole family behind her. That's overwhelming. That's overwhelming. But a lot of people think that it's like with the eye contact. No, it's frequency. As soon as somebody starts talking and you were in like that state, you will go all in their life. That's why when I tell my clients, hey, I've already made a list, and they're like, for real? I'm like, yeah. Let me read it to you. And then when I read it, they're all like shocked because I did you like that. You were like, damn, like for real? Like, yes, because that's how it works. And this energy transfer was huge to me because I didn't know that I could impact people through a device.
Yeah.
And they felt like the overwhelming amount of just love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was dope to me.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that one. All right. So this is another question. This is what I ask all of my guests. What is the essence of Chris?
The essence, like, what do you mean? Because I could go off now. What do you mean?
Go off.
Man, Chris is just a person that has been through hell and back and has seen it and lived through it to let you know that it's okay. You may not have your perfect day or you may not feel it, but one thing about God, it keeps running into you. And sometimes, just like you, Naomi, it will slap you in the face. If you miss all these signs, we have a spirit team that, puts us out there. Like, look, right? They even are on social media, and I explain that, but it takes a person that has actually been through these things, because a lot of people get caught in the messenger. A lot of people get caught. They miss the message. Okay,
Yeah.
so like I tell people, an atheist woman woke me up. And I almost missed my message, Naomi, because I was judging her because I didn't. I was like, who are you talking to? Like, if God gave you a gift, who are you talking to if you don't believe in shit? Right? But that was me 3D judging her, and she broke me, right? She helped with the whole process. And the woman doesn't believe in nothing, and I've never heard from her since. So I know she never heard from her since,
Okay, for
right?
that reason. She spoke to you for
Yeah.
that reason and that reason only.
And that reason only, but what if I would have judged her and I wouldn't have found this real Chris who could actually be himself
Yeah.
and actually come on the platform? Because I told God, because I had a long talk with God. God knows that I have a sense of humor, and I'm like, God, listen here. If things get blurry, I'm not going on that line to those people. I'm not. Like, that's a big thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like liars. Like, my integrity is strong. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I needed people to know where I came from, because that's where everybody doesn't start at where they came from. Everybody wants to get advice from a person that has never been through what you've been through, right?
Yeah.
So I tell people, if it resonates, listen to me, then follow me, and then I get followers and followers and followers, because like I'm literally telling my truth, but I almost didn't, being an introvert and just not thinking that there was other people like me until I reached my rock bottom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, I'll be damned if these powerful people go down. Like almost went down. So let me try to, you know what I'm saying? Like my motto is we're waking up star seeds one day at a time.
I know
You
that's
know,
right.
we're waking up star seeds one day at a time. And you know, like we are normal people. Everybody thinks, you know, spirituality holier than thou. No, no, no. We're spiritualists. Like, don't get it twisted, okay? But but you know, just like you already know, Naomi, like we can be us. Okay. So I'm just put it like that. I'm just put it like that, you know. We don't have to portray. So that was my whole thing. I needed something that I can walk away from $120,000 job and actually be happy with, but have longevity in.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was a big thing for me. So I
Mm-hmm.
love what I do, but it's something about helping somebody else is my addiction. Like when they succeed,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like that's just my big thing. But like I like to you know, just like tell everybody, oh, you know, try to like be humble, you know.
Yeah.
But it took a lot for me to get here, so y'all gonna hear my story. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's a lot of people that wake up and don't know what steps to go through to make it through that day, you know.
Yeah.
And they need somebody who is courageous enough to tell the world and shield them and you know, walk with them and not be shamed of who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, like I have associates who charge crystals. It's part of the
Mm.
culture. Like this is not a trend, like this is a lifestyle. You know,
Yeah.
like people wear crystals, but I tell people all the time, I educate them about them. They're just rocks until you put the power into them now.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
buying a bunch of paperweights. Like, don't get it twisted, you know. But a lot of people don't know that. So then they started begging me for the class. I started the dang class and I'm like, man, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And the fact that I could be me, spend time with my children, my family, and everything, and just still give people a gift. People thank me every day. Thank you for sharing your gift. I didn't think it was a big deal at first, Naomi, but a lot of people have been strictly suppressed and they can't speak still to this
Yeah.
day, you know. So I'm here for them to the end. So like that's my deal, man. You know, Clairvoyant Chris is him, but you know, I have a soft spot for certain situations and I don't like people getting taken advantage of. And
Yeah.
I jumped on a platform.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok is full of that, you know. Um, I think you were one of the people that told me, you know, like people don't take it serious and they hustle, you
Yeah.
know. So just like I tell my team, like we heal, we don't deal. Like
Yeah.
as soon as it feels like we dealing, like we out, you know.
Right.
So
Right.
so like that's the essence of me. Like you know, when I started this Soul Dreamer thing, man, everybody slept on us, you know. But just like you, this random lady told me that you have no idea who you are, and I thought she was bat crazy, you know. But she woke me up. She made me realize that there's more to me than that mask that I put on for society.
Yeah. That
You know?
mask, boy, that mask is something else, ain't it?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
yeah. Because
It
a lot of
is.
people don't know you. They don't know who you are. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
You know, when when I heard your story and when I saw it, it clicked. Like everything clicked. And I remember the first live that I said I sent it to my sister. And she ain't say nothing. She ain't say nothing for a minute. And then I think I sent it to another one of my girlfriends. And as I was just listening to you, you know, talking, and I thought about it, my family, and I'm about to brag on my family for a minute. But the thing is that I know my father, my grandmother, all of them had this gift as well, and they suppressed it. They suppressed it. And now I have a family full of these beautiful, gifted people that that have done certain things. Some are doing drugs, some are, you know, alcoholics, and to suppress that they have. Um, and it was funny, all of us around the same time has now realized that we all have this gift. And I remember one of my actually two of my little cousins. they were having these little dreams or, the stuff over there. And I remember speaking to them and we were on the phone crying because they were like, oh my God, I'm not by myself. And at one moment, my sister and I thought we were by ourselves. But then when we realized it is so many powerful people and we ain't talking about just the women, we talking about the men too that suppressed it so much. It's ridiculous. And the thing is that everybody does have this gift. They
Mm-hmm.
really do. Some people are different than others, but everybody has this gift. And it's like if you tap into it, it is a phenomenal feeling. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember telling a girlfriend and also one of my aunties, I said, you know what? I said, when I look at myself now, I said, I could stand outside myself and look at the new version of myself. And it is such an amazing feeling. It's the
Right.
same that I said, and you just said it. I said, I'm on a spiritual high. Come get some. You know how
Man.
folks, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's so amazing. It's when I walked away from the adult industry altogether. Like I was still doing like OnlyFans and still, making money from there, lots of money. And I said, no, I got to walk away from this. And why I have to walk away from this? Not that they told me to, because it was still okay for me to do that. But for me to live in my truth, to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do for me, I had to clearly walk away. I had to clearly surrender and focus on what it is that my calling was. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? And not get confused on the money. You understand? So this what I do this, it makes me happy. And I don't need the money. I need the money to live, but I don't need the money in that sense. You understand what I'm saying? So in that aspect, when I hear and I see different people that come to me, and I'm very sensitive, um, sometimes it's very disabling for me.
Yeah.
And I do understand why sometimes because I'm hard headed still. I'm still hard headed. Like I don't do the recharging like I need to. I don't do all of those things like I need to. Like when I talked to you, you was like you told me how to really burn that cord. I was like, oh, I wasn't doing that. I was just, setting it like watch till that burn all the way down. But
Right.
that's something that I didn't know. And I gotta understand that as I continue to go, I'm gonna continue to learn more and more, as we go. But it was one thing that you said on your thing. You said, be careful of getting too many readings for people. And for me,
Yes.
I got the one that the lady came to me for. And then I went to another lady and I knew that was BS because she had told me that it was a friend of mine. I guess. Let me stop. Let me move back. She had said there was a friend of mine that had a black cloud over my head, and that they wanted me not to be successful. Yes, and she was going to charge me. Was it $500 to remove it?
She charging
Yes.
500 for black clouds.
Yeah, she was trying. She wanted to charge $500 for a black cloud. Now, like I don't know where that black cloud at, but
Right. 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 Right.
I was like, "You- no,
Yeah.
no, right. And then there
Yeah.
was another young lady that I think is dear. She was another person, and then you. That's it. But you had made a statement. You was like, "Don't get these readings from me because some folks will be all up in your energy. They would take your light. They would do all of this."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I can see that.
Yeah.
I can truly see that. So let me say this, and why I say this to say this is because this is someone who I have been to and that I will continue to go to. And I believe that he is truly someone of good. His intentions are good and it will truly help you, even if you did not want to grab your gift, but then to help you to heal. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? It's helped to heal, if anything. Because like he said, this journey right here, it is not for the weak. Not at all. I
Mm-mm.
remember when I first saw it, I was like, I saw everybody it felt like a trend. And so
Yeah.
I'm not a follow the leader type of person. I was like, I'm not getting ready to, and it just kept busting me in my head. Like it just kept busting me in my head. And I said, okay, here I go. And this is what I'm doing with it. Like for me, I say, oh, I'm not the one that would sit there and read cards and do all of that. No, that's not my thing. My thing is right where I'm at right now, on stages, talking to people, changing people's lives from the inside out, and
Right.
getting them closer to who they are with God, and within them, the God in them. That's my thing. I don't do what you do. You understand what I'm saying? I feel it,
Right.
but I don't do that. So if
Right.
I need somebody to, if somebody comes say, Naomi, oh, I'm sending them to you.
Right.
You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? You
Right.
know,
Right.
so I don't do that. I can tell you, baby, I'll let's here, let's do some healing work.
Right.
Let's do that. I help you with that. Well, you need to talk who? No. Unless they people come to me, and they people do be coming to me. And I'm like, no, yes. I'll be doing my own thing in my own room, and folks be coming to me, and I will have to send people messages. There's probably a whole bunch of people in here
I was
that
just
I
gonna
send
say, you can
messages
read people already. You've
to.
been reading people.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah.
You've been doing it. Shoot. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I tell a lot of people. A lot of things that come to your mind, don't say it. I'm dead set because you can't prove that, right? You can't prove.
Right.
You have a premonition. How you gonna prove that? You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So you got to be smart about the situation.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a,
But you know another thing. So let me ask you this: when you first started doing it, and you first kind of opened up and you received it, how was your feeling when you And I guess I want to ask you: was it a pride? Did you ever struggle with pride and ego that if I go up to this person and say this and they say I'm wrong?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like I
You know,
like
how
I
do you remove that?
man, listen. Like I tell everybody, my ego is John Wick. I cannot unalive man. For real. So I tell people, keep that small. Just turn it down a little bit, because for the people that have been in this fight or flight mode for years, we need that, right? But I tell people, like I had to physically, like I thought everybody that meditated was crazy, silly. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, I didn't know, but the crystals and everything, but I just had to really find out who I was and feel good about being myself in front of other people.
Yeah.
I got to finally take all these dang masks off and finally show the world Chris,
Yeah.
saying because I tell a lot of people you have a mask that like you show the world, right? And then you have a mask that you show your family, right? And then you have that last mask, and that's when you're by yourself, right? I had to let everybody see him, but I didn't trust everybody with the abandonment. So ego is a huge thing because you have to change your whole lifestyle and you have to have an open mind. And I didn't. So, yes, I look like a bald headed bird during my first spiritual awakening. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yes. Yeah, man, it was so crazy. And then listen, so you have more than one. Like nobody told us that. Okay. You have more than one spiritual awakening. My second one was a Kundalini awakening, and it
Oh, you
may
gotta
sound
go ahead.
time stopped, made me a believer. Time stopped. I was watching a video on TV, the clocks, everything stopped. Didn't think that was possible. I was like, God, you taking me now? Like I didn't know, right? So I was just like, this is. Then I heard the angels, and it sounds like a broadcast system. Right? It sounds like a speaker at like a stadium or like something like that, right? So it was just crazy how you never so I tell a lot of people, you never know how close the spirit world really is. Like a lot of people go to the grave sites and stuff to see their family. Well, they go with you. They go with you. Like they're sitting right next to you when you're crying about them. They go with you to pick the flowers and everything, and they go with you. So I tell people, like grieve how you want, but this is a process. And you know what the hardest part for me was? letting people transition.
Mm.
I didn't know that you can hold them and to the point where they don't transition all the way.
Mm.
So when I had my spiritual awakening, my mother, she's my spirit guide. She's the one that literally taught me everything. Everybody likes to ask me what books I read. I honestly have not read any books, but it's downloads.
Yeah.
So I test myself, like do the research and like stuff like that. But it's just crazy. That's another story. But I she came to me when I was 30 and she was like, I need you to step into your role now. You're about to hit your timeline. And I'm like, what the hell is a timeline? I had no idea. And she goes, but I need you to fully let me go to do my job.
Mm.
And I'm like, what do you mean to do your job? Like, mama, you've been dead like 20 something years. But no, I was literally holding on to her.
Mm.
And this is before I knew that I was clairvoyant. I literally saw her in my mind's eye and she transitioned into a butterfly right in front of me. Then it was a presence right next to me. And I just felt this love, but it was like a mother-son love that I've never had before.
Yeah.
Then I got in
Mm.
trouble because I was like, man, I don't even want to go back. Like, I want to kick it in the spirit world. But she's like, no, no, it ain't your time. And I
Mm.
just, I just thought that was crazy. I didn't know that we can literally hold them hostage in the in between, as long as you like don't let them go.
Wow.
So that was a major thing for me. Like I didn't know that, but like there's an umbilical, and you holding on to them, and they can fully transition. So that was one of the major, like one of the biggest things that I learned that changed my life.
Mm. Mm. Okay, so this is another one. This is a good one. How do you navigate skepticism and criticism from skeptics and non-believers? And have you had any experience that had to challenge your own beliefs?
Oh yeah, I didn't think mermaids were real. I found out they were. I channeled King Triton one day. Yeah, I talk about
Mm.
it on my podcast. There's a rabbit hole. So I was always a fan of space because I was a skeptic, right? So you had to literally prove something to me. And when you go into your spirituality and you dive into deep, deep meditations and you astral project, leave the body. I didn't know that there was a full blown ocean up here. I was just being nosy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I went through the clouds, through the ocean, through the floor of the ocean, came out, and I'm like, hold up. So where are we at? Right? Then you start questioning, like, because I'm a skeptic. So then I start freaking out mid vision. I'm like, where are we at? And what are we on? Right? And that's when, like, man, it's just basically we're on a damn petri dish. And yeah. Uh and it just broke my heart, Naomi, because I'm a skeptic and I've always loved space.
Yeah.
And it ruined it for me. But I tend to keep a lot of things to myself because I don't push things on people. But as far as like skeptics, I love them when they're my clients because I pull out really personal things because that's what I start with first to get your attention. Because you don't
Mm-hmm.
believe that I'm a medium anyway, or like you don't believe that I'm clairvoyant, right? So I'm gonna pull out something personal to grab your attention, and then we're gonna talk because that's how this lady got me because I was a skeptic. So I said, God, you have a sense of humor. This Caucasian lady walked up to me, wasn't scared. It's dark. I was like, what is going on? Who are you with? And she
Mm-hmm.
called me by my first name.
Mm.
So me as a skeptic, I'm like, what's going on? Like, who are and starts talking to me about my life.
Right.
So, but she took something personal from me to make me listen. You know,
Mm.
so it's kind of like breaking a skeptic. Like you're gonna make them believe you. So I have had clients that are just blown away at the end, but it's more of like you have to be comfortable and calm to let your walls down. But if you don't, like, it's like a little bit harder to pull, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Now, in the beginning, you said that you do classes. Now, I know that I missed the first few classes because I'm working on a project right now, and I'm
right.
deep head in it right now. So I'm gonna come get y'all around the corner.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
But I believe you guys have a class coming up, right?
Yes, yes. We have a class. So we call it the Soul Dreamer Ascension Academy. And so we have a private Discord. So like we have the classes, so you can join from any where, you know. And then it's like boxes, and then basically I just for the first 30 minutes I teach people how to meditate because yeah, man, folks be lying. Folks be like, oh, I could do this, this, and this, and this, and then I get you. I start reading you, and then I'm like, man, so you don't know how to meditate. So how you doing all this stuff, right? So I just teach them that, and then like they make a lot of they meet their loved ones, and you know teach them how to channel, because I'm trying to teach them that you don't have to gatekeep. If you spread information and help other people, like you can find important people out here, you know.
Yeah.
So basically that's what I show them: the astral projection process, and to channel, and like to meditate.
Mhm. All right. So this is a question for you because I right here because I have problems with this. How do you
What's up?
maintain your energetic boundaries when doing psychic work? And are there any rituals or practices that you use to protect yourself from negative energies?
Okay, so I kind of do a pre-screening because I've learned. Um, yes, I do. So I protect myself through a form of like meditation to where I can like visually see it because I'm a visionary, right? But I
Hmm.
don't do any practices. I just go and set my intentions, and boundaries are important
Hmm.
because people. I had a client. Okay, let me tell you a quick story. I had a client tried to put a love spell on me, and I'm gonna tell you, I thought it was a bunch of BS, but I got like real delusional, right? But when I almost passed out, when I closed my eyes, I could see like, you know how when you have a picture and like somebody's like lagging, so it's like
Hmm.
dragging along. Well, she was
Hmm.
like blowing a kiss. So I asked my spirit team, what the heck was that?
Hmm.
And they say, yeah, that was a love spell, blah blah. And I said, am I supposed to be feeling like this, right? So after that, I started screening. I started pre-tapping into people's energy, and if you have any bad energy, I just refund you. I ain't never been nothing like,
I'm
boy, that
sorry,
shit was
I'll
crazy.
be laughing, but yeah. Oh wow.
Man, crazy, crazy. Yeah, yeah. So yes.
All right. So this is what I want to do, and I want to ask your permission first.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, in that we are very interactive, and so we do open up the phone lines, and some
Yeah,
people
let's
come
get it.
through. So you ready for it?
Yes, ma'am. Let's go.
Ready for it? All right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna open up the lines, guys. So I know you guys are watching from Twitter, from Facebook, and from YouTube, as well as AskNaomi.com. Guys, give us a call at 626-605-2756. That's 626-605 Ask Naomi. And if you got a question for Clairvoyant Chris, now he ain't gonna give you no full reading. Don't do
Right,
all of that. Don't do
right.
all of that. But some one question, one, and I have to say that only one question. And if you want any more readings, you guys, you hit him up. He's on TikTok as well as hit up Soul Dreamers Podcast. You can also
Mhm.
hit them up there. I mean, they got a great team over there. They got the Queen Bee. I believe she does readings of the body,
Yeah,
stuff like
body
that.
scan.
9/11. See, I don't even know him, but I know him.
Yeah,
9/11.
9/11's my sister.
Artistically, with that, so make sure that. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna open up the lines. We're gonna put a link out here as well for folks to join us. And let me tell you this, BTG crew, I love that you guys are on your best behavior, and you showing our guests so much love here. But let's continue to keep it sexy, all right? All right, it's your girl, D Goddess Naomi Banks here on Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. We'll be right back. Hey there, it's Naomi. I'm here to help you discover the power of self love and achieve your goals with ease. Our self-love 30-day challenge offers a unique blend of self-help, guided meditation, and daily affirmations to help you love yourself more and live your best life. With prompts and a 30-day time limit, you will have the perfect opportunity to commit to a journey of self-love and self-discovery. Don't wait any longer to start your journey to self-love. Take the self-love 30-day challenge today and transform your life for the better. Sign up now at asknaomi.com/elevate me. And the challenge starts September 1st. Hey, it's your girl, Goddess Naomi Banks, and the phone lines are open. If you got a question for Clairvoyant Chris, give us a call at 626-605-2756. That's 626-605-ASK-NAOMI. All right, it's your girl, Goddess Naomi Banks here on Ask Naomi, Bridging the Gap podcast. All right, so let me tell you something. I forgot to do this in the beginning of the show. I want to thank all of our guests from season 2 that came through. When I say that I love them all, that was like in the beginning of the thing. I just had to show a little homage from them because we are now going into season 3 right now. Today is the first day of season 3. And I want to thank Chris for just coming through and just showing so much love. Like I'm telling you, we about to do some things, man. I got you. I told you I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
I
We
appreciate
gonna
it. I
do some
appreciate it.
things. Yeah, you gotta blow up. We gotta blow this up. So cause you gonna be out there teaching some folks some phenomenal things.
Oh yeah.
Really. And yeah, you really are. All right, it's your girl D Goddess Naomi Banks here on Accident Bridging the Gap podcast. I'm here with Dog Pound Mike. Mike, you've been kind of quiet today.
I've just been listening. I've been listening, trying to feel everything.
So what's your feeling on it?
Something, and I thought I wrote a note down because Chris did say something about, but my thing is, Chris, when you come across people that don't understand it or don't feel they have this gift, and
Uh-huh.
not that they're skeptical, but they just say, okay, I might have it, but I don't want to tap into it. I don't want to explore it. I mean, how do you react to that? Is it,
Well,
something that,
I like to. Well, you can't violate free will. You know what I'm saying? So you have to like really just let people be, right? But people have to understand that some people sign like in their soul contract, they don't want to be awakened this lifetime. So you have to just respect that, right? But at the same time, for my empathic people, you can feel people's emotions and hear their thoughts. It ain't no going back. So if you doing all that, you have to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't really dumb it down, So, but yeah, you just have to respect people's boundaries. People like push people away all the time because they want to push their views. But just let people, if they're hungry for knowledge, they're gonna find you.
okay.
So yeah.
Okay, well, we got a call over here. Let's take our first caller.
Cool.
Hey, Ask Naomi.
Hello there, Naomi.
Hey, Joe.
And Dog Pound Mike. And welcome to Naomi's world. Clairvoyant Chris, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have two things. One thing to ask and one thing to say. But first, I'm going to ask this ability that you have. Is in any way the ghosts of your mother tell you to maybe try to leave the house before your father went and put you in the psychiatric ward?
Did she try to warn me? Is that what he was saying?
Yeah. Did she warn you to leave the house before your daddy will put you in a
No, I didn't. No, sir. There was no warning. No.
I'm just asking.
Okay. And
Oh yeah, no problem. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you.
All right, John, you said you had a statement, honey?
Okay.
And one last thing. I'm sorry, Naomi, that you didn't win the Urban X Award.
Oh, thank you.
Even though I voted for both you and my beloved India Morel's hot sugar tea, I'm sorry neither of you won.
I know it was
I was
just
kind
an
of hoping.
honor to be nominated. So, on our first year. So that was the beautiful thing that we were even acknowledged as an award. So it was some great podcasts that was out there, period. So, we'll get them. We'll get them. We gonna win. It's gonna join that, my little thing over there. It's gonna join. Don't worry about it, Joe. But thank you, baby. Thank you. I appreciate you. You have a good weekend. All right.
I will. You too.
All right, thank you. All right, it's your girl. You got us, Nyomi Banks here on Ask Naomi, Bridging the Gap podcast. We have Clairvoyant Chris here. He's a medium, and when I'm telling you, he gonna tell you. He gonna tell you. Give us a call at 626-605-2756. That's 626-605. That's Ask Naomi. We got another caller.
Yes, we do.
All right, hey, caller, Ask Naomi. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, hi, Naomi. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hi, how you doing?
Question for you, Chris. In my heart, this is Giselle. My
How you
heart is
doing?
beating out with my chest as I speak this. Sister friend right here. I already know. So, my question is, how would you direct or advise someone? I have two questions, and the second one will be an easy answer, I promise. So,
Okay.
how would you tell someone to start? Because I get stuck. And I don't want to be stuck, but I'm stuck. So, how would you advise
you
someone
hard-headed.
to be unstuck?
Because you hard headed. Oh, go. That was the question for you, Chris. I'm sorry.
Because to be unstuck as to start what, like your shadow work journey, or like to start like as far as like meditation, or unstuck at to start what, like your shadow work journey?
Oh, you have to
Yes.
turn your what's the name down.
Well, yeah, I guess it's a twofold question, but let me just tell you the second question is I'm looking on TikTok right now.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm looking on your TikTok right now, and I'm seeing where it says to book a session, and I see a 30-minute session. Underneath, I see an hour session. So I think I need more than 30 minutes. So how do we get to the hour?
Oh, how do we get there? Well, it should be a 30-minute session. I have to give with my assistant, but we can get it done. Just go on the site and then just book. And if you want to start with the 15-minute, you can start with the 15-minute, and then like we could work our way up, or you can start with the 30. But the 30 is a deep session. So basically, what I do is go into your childhood, right, and like tell you what your blocks are to help you get to the point of using your gifts. And I also give you tools like to help other people. So we don't gatekeep. We want to spread the information. So that's basically what we do.
Giselle. Hello. Okay.
Okay, we hope you got all that info.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
and thank you. And so I'll address my first question in our session.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yes,
Yeah. That's
ma'am.
it.
Yes, ma'am. That'll be fine. Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
thank you, Debbie. All right, it's your girl, D Goddess, Naomi Banks here on Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Give us a call, 626-605-2756. How you feeling, Chris?
I'm good. I'm good. Let's go.
You good?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
good? Let's go.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
go.
Oh yeah.
We
Yes,
got rock
ma'am.
hard.
Well, hi, this is our neighborhood Rock Hard. What's going on, Rock Hard? We can't hear you, baby.
What's going on, man?
Hello.
Yeah, there you
What's
go.
going on, my man?
Yo, what's happening? How y'all doing?
Good,
Good.
good.
First, I want to thank Naomi for your podcast in general. Like you're really bridging the gaps between two worlds that for some people could be uncomfortable to go public. So it's like that's dope, like all for you. And I definitely appreciate that. And Chris, you had mentioned something earlier that said you could tap in with some loved ones in the afterlife. That
Mm-hmm.
was me a year ago. I just want to share my experience. I'm gonna make it short, but a year ago my brother was killed, and my homegirl she had tapped in for me, and like I had chat with my brother. And long story short, and she told me, she said like, y'all met for a reason. Like he wasn't my blood brother, but we met in the neighborhood. Blood can only make us closer. And she said like God put y'all together for a reason. Like y'all was met, like y'all needed each other. So it was like it's understandable why you taking this so hard. And to this
Yeah.
day, me and my brother, how we bonded was we played dice. And we used to roll dice, and I still got the last dice that we played, and I got it next to his little mural, and it's like that's how I communicate with my brother now. Like one time, I showed my cousin how I talk. I asked him, I was like, "Bro, what you think about getting money?" And I rolled it, and I had rolled a 5 and 2 6, and it's like
Right.
that means something because the green dice 5, that was one of his lucky numbers,
Uh-huh.
and the 2 6s was the name of the street that we had met was 6th Street. So
Right.
like that's how you know my Brody talking. So and his
Right.
favorite color was red, so the 2 6s was red. It was like yeah, see, and then the green dice was 5. It's like that's how you know he talking to you. So when you mentioned
Right.
that, like, that really touched me, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, no problem, man. Keep pushing though. Like, don't be discouraged. Don't let fear hold you back. You know,
Oh
because
no, trust me,
fear.
I'm
Right.
very open. Oh, I'm open.
Okay.
Like in general, for people I know, this is like this could be uncomfortable because when I say like tarots, people get scared. Like, like I remember I had a friend see
I
my
know.
tarot. She literally like jumped out to sea. Like, oh, like I'm like, damn, is that serious? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like I'm trying to go in there and get gifted. It's just it's guidance. Like it helps you get stuff.
That's
Like
so. I
sometimes I
tell
just see if I'm doing something wrong. Like, you know.
No, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just that everybody has their own. Man, I don't even know where they're getting this knowledge from. But I tell people, a lot of people use the tarot cards because people need to visually learn.
Yeah.
So when you pull the cards, they can like visually see it. But there's a thing though. There's a catch to that. The reader has to physically clear himself, or you will pull your own cards and give them to that person, and then have them walking off with a, you know what I'm saying, thinking that they're a train wreck, but that's you. You know what I'm
Right. So let me
saying?
ask you this, because I heard you say this was it last week, right? So look, I don't do no readings for nobody, but they
Right.
come into mine. Like I'm in there every morning. I'm meditating. I'm praying. That is what I do. And as I'm doing it, I come in, and there are messages for other people. Sometimes they come and hijack my
Right.
stuff.
Right.
You
They
know,
do.
with that, right? And what I mean, I know what that is, but I don't know what that is because when you said about, I'm like, I cleanse myself, and sometimes I don't. But then when
Uh-huh.
other people stuff come in, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm sending a message, whether it's coming from the Bible, like I get messages that come from the Bible, and I'm not a Bible person. I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with the Bible, because I believe that it's man-made. I
Hmm.
believe it's their story. From that's here nor there. But I do get scriptures every Sunday out of the Bible. But then through my daily devotion and my daily practices that I do, depending on who it is, there are scriptures that come from certain people,
Right.
and I will give it to them. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nosy. After I send it to them, I'll be like, okay, so what that mean? Did it
Right.
resonate?
Right. Right. And like you'll get that, especially like if you don't set boundaries, and like spirits will love like your energy. So that's why a lot of times a lot of people are tired because you don't burn that cord, right? So they just hang around with you, because I had a client one day, and I'm working on this cold case on my podcast, and
Okay.
she came in during the whole like session, and I was just like, damn, like what's going on, you know? So she started showing me, she attached to me and put me in the scene, and it was a gruesome scene. And I had to apologize to my client because I was like, listen, this ain't never happened before, but man, Naomi, you should have seen it. It was like she ran to me in my third eye, like in my mind's eye, right? She ran to
Yeah.
me and she was panicking, like as if like a woman was like running down the street and just starts downloading me with, and I didn't want to go through it, but she, in a sense, I owed it to her that
Mhm.
I would put it on my podcast to see if anybody knew her, you know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
the dude just went straight to work, and I had to be physically attached to him and look through his eyes to see like what all this was man, it was crazy. It was so
Wow.
crazy because you're looking like through their eyes, like, so I call it POV, right? So I'm
Mhm.
literally holding the weapon, you know. Yeah, it's crazy. So I tell
I
people,
got
set boundaries. If you cannot handle that, let that spirit know. Do not attach to me to give me information. Just, download me. You know.
Wow.
you
Wow.
strong, man. You
Yeah.
strong.
But it
Bro,
took
you
me a
strong,
while to
bro.
get here though, my man. Like it took me a while. Like I'm not gonna even cap with y'all. Like I really have a strong team around me.
Mhm.
And me and Queen Bee talk about it all the time because she does that. But her her forte is she could pull up your body scan. She could like look at you and tell you what like you're deficient in. And I was
Mm.
like, you really do that? She be telling people. But yeah. So it's just, if we judge people, we would never get to know. But I like to so I say give you your cape back.
Mhm.
Right? Just like my dude right here, right? He's been
Mhm.
suppressed. He's got to bring
Mhm.
his childhood trauma in, right?
Yeah.
And also he has to do a service for other people. So I tell people, if you're worried about a bill or you're behind on rent or anything, don't read nobody, because you're
Yeah.
transferring your anxiety and everything to that person.
Yeah.
So that's all I was saying about like clear yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even know that. But
Right.
yeah.
All right. Thank you, Rock Hard. I appreciate you, baby.
Thank
Appreciate it,
you.
homie.
Appreciate you.
It was nice
Appreciate
meeting you,
you.
man.
Y'all be good, man. Be easy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. It's your girl, D Goddess Naomi Banks here on Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. We have Clairvoyant Chris on here. This is an amazing show. I mean, I'm saying it because this is what my language, this is what I love to talk about, especially to learn more and just, so people can find a people. You know what I
Right.
mean? So people can find their people, and somebody that truly will help them genuine. That's really seriously and not afraid. You are not afraid, and I love that you are strong and bold. That's one
Yeah.
word they used to say to me all the
Yeah.
time. My grandparents come to me and say, "Be bold, step in it, be bold as what you're doing."
Right.
And I applaud you for being bold, and your story is amazing.
Thank you.
It
I
truly.
appreciate it.
And we like I said, we met for a reason. Like I said, I knew you months ago before I even seen you, just like the young lady that I had probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Dr. Tina Sellers. And so that's how I know that things are lining up, for me. And when I say things that's happening don't happen to me, but they happen for me.
For you.
So yes, because all of the lessons and things that I've been through in life, these are teaching moments for someone else. And that's what I look at it. I don't regret anything. I don't regret my choices in life or what I've been through because I was meant to go down this path. It took me a
Right.
long time to realize that. It took me a long time to realize not to wear anybody else's shame. You
Mm.
understand what I'm saying? And allow my story is my story, regardless to what anybody believes. That is my story, and so I'm gonna tell you all that too. Your story is your story, and your truth is your truth.
Right.
Everybody will always try to put their scenario or their on you, but it ain't theirs. It's yours, and own it, and be good with it, and walk in it. That's it. That's it. But I got some more questions for you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just got a few more. Just a few more. Okay, here go one. What advice do you have for someone who is interested in developing their own psychic abilities?
Okay. So first of all, isolate Okay, don't go. You have to go through the dark first. So I tell people this all the time. Deal with the skeletons in your closet first. Break down the old person. Okay, break them down to dust, and then build yourself back up, because those old traits won't mesh with this new person that you had to step into your role, right, for this big podcast, right? You had
Mhm.
to actually act like you were doing this before. So man, get to yourself and just meditate, and be quiet, and you'll find out a lot about yourself.
Yeah,
A lot
yeah.
about
You know what? Can I say this? So I'm gonna be very transparent. The other day, I had gotten a message, and this message had kept coming up day after day, and it was the mirror image. And for the mirror image, and the question was in that mirror image is who or what triggers you? And I had to be honest with myself, and I said, it's me. I said it's the old version of me. Now listen to this. This was the second day that it came, and I said that, and I was like, okay. So the third day it came again. It came again. I'm like, well, I had it the past 2 days. That wasn't it. Then I said, yeah, it was it, but let me tell you what it was. Because I was looking at, let me tell y'all, okay, y'all about to be like, oh, let me tell y'all, I was always looking at that old version of me as a negative.
Mm-hmm.
And what I said to myself is that I would no longer look at that old version of me as a negative. I would think that old negative because that old negative only did what it knew at that point in time to protect me at every moment and every time. I
You
said, we're going to
survived.
celebrate. Yes, we're going to celebrate that old version when she come and say, girl, you see where we at now? So I had to, and when I did that, when I say this, Chris, it was just like a weight, just kind of just I was
Mm-hmm.
dizzy after that. I was dizzy. My body was like drained because it was like I released so much
Right.
from just thinking that. So when you are elevating and you make that change, you know what I'm saying? And I heard you when you say break it down. Yes,
Yeah.
break it down. But guess what? That old version is going to continue to come. But now the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, when you see that old version of you, say thank you. Celebrate. Say, look at where we at now. Look at where we came from. You know what I'm saying? Instead of be like, damn, here she go again, or he go again. No, I said, girl, you see this a boy? You see where we at? And change it around in that aspect to where now you know and you feel that elevation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here, I just had to share that because that just happened the other day. And today I took my butt to the park and was walking around barefoot in the park, hugging on trees and
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes,
That's why I
yes,
tell people, connect to your higher self. Your higher self is you at your best timeline. Okay, that old Naomi, she still exists. She's still living, right? So
yeah,
you got to keep feeding her, but you're protecting her from trauma now. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it doesn't keep filtering to you, because if you don't take care of it, it filters to your kids, and you notice the trauma in your kids.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
the, that's the thing. That's the thing. We all have, well, a lot of us have these powerful families, right? We this is a big experiment, like a school. Okay, we learn things here. We don't take losses, but we are taught to win or lose. Like, you lose or you
right.
win. But a lot of people want to. I don't know this old person because he had no heart, and he was a selfish person, and he only lived for Chris. But clairvoyant Chris, when I invented him, I had to know that you can't coexist at the same time as this new character, because they don't mesh with each other. So I'm
Right.
gonna tip my hat to you, and I'm gonna always protect you, but you know that you have to stay in your place until I need you,
Right.
though.
Yeah.
Until I need you,
Yeah.
then I go get John Wick. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. So
I gotta find me a name for mine.
I'm telling you, you need to. You need to. For real. So you know where to put that. John Wick, get back in the damn closet. For real, like get your ass back in there. We not acting up today. You know,
Right,
so
I gotta find me a name. When I find me a name, I'm gonna hit you up and tell you, here she go.
let me know. Keep me posted on it, for real. For real. Straight up.
All right, Chris, it was so good to have you. What I want you to do right now is I want you to give all of your connects where they can connect you, where they can I seen some people in there asking about how much of your sessions, you can send them over
Okay.
to your website to your sessions and all of that good things. And I would love to have you on again as well as the rest of your
Yes,
team.
most def. Most def.
Know exactly what she does, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we can kind of cross, for whatever that I can do to help y'all to do what y'all do,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
Gotcha. And I think that once again, thank you, Naomi. And so I am Clairvoyant Chris on TikTok. Um, it's the one with the LinkedIn because so I'm popular now. So I got like what, two fake pages now. Okay,
Mm,
so it's the one with like the 19,000 followers, I think now. We have the Soul Dreamers podcast on Spotify and on Apple too, but they're having a hard time like transferring our stuff over. And we also have YouTube. This Soul Dreamers 1216. And if you want to book a session, just go to my TikTok, go to my link tree, and then it's gonna say book with Chris, and then you go to the Setmore site, and then you book your session. And then we also have the Soul Dreamer merch. We have the Soul Dreamer merch that 911 runs. Like that's her whole thing. She's got dope graphics. She does everything, and she's a lupus warrior, And Queen Bee has her merch, and we're all on the Soul Dream website. So you'll see everything in my link tree. So
okay.
when you go to my page.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Once again, thank you. I hope you enjoyed
Thank you.
yourself. BTG crew, I see y'all in there. I thank y'all so much for those that called. Um, man, I don't want to stop, but I know I have to. We've
Yeah,
been going.
it's cool. We'll be back. We'll be back though. Hey, we'll be back, man. And I thank y'all for having me, taking time out to actually have me.
No, thank you. Like seriously, thank you. All right. All right. All right, guys. It's your girl, the goddess Naomi Banks here on Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. I hope you guys truly enjoy Clairvoyant Chris. When I say that he's amazing, he is truly amazing. And like I said, before I said, remember the surrendering. I just allow, God to just, use me as he do. And he just guided me and I'm just walking right behind him as he just putting all the steps in. I have no questions. You know what I'm saying? I don't question it at all, and I just keep moving. I just continue to ask them for the strength and the courage, to continue doing this. Because, like as Chris said, it's a very challenging time, and it's not for the weak. It is not. I've been blessed to have a group of people, my family that's around me that are very supportive in this moment in time of what I'm going through. And I love that a lot of my family members came into the chat because I made sure that I sent it to them, and they came in, and we in this together, y'all. I hope y'all hear me, but we in this together. Y'all know my phone is always open to talk. I might be having some sage when we talking, but we talking, and I'm always listening. Um, and you know my BTG crew. You know I love you all, and I'm so thankful and appreciative of you always coming on here and just showing your love. But also, I know you guys have been seeing the commercial with the self love. So I want to start a self love, a practicing self love challenge, and it's for free. Y'all ain't got to pay nothing. All thing you got to do is pay your time and do your work, and that's starting on September 1st. So what I want you to do is I want you guys to go to axnaomi.com/elevate me and sign up for that. And coming back in October, we will be doing a self discovery, self love course, and then a master class as well. So I want to make sure that you guys know that. But sign up for that 30-day challenge on self love, practicing self love. Like I said, go. I'm kicking it off on Fridays. Friday is September 1st, right, Dr. Mike?
Yep.
All right. Is there any last words that you had to say before we go?
Oh no, I'm all good. We all good. Great show. Great show.
You all
Thank
good?
you, Chris.
All right. All right, guys. As you know, as I always say, be good to one another in yourselves. And what? Always keep it sexy. All right, I see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Hey, it's the goddess Naomi Banks, and I hope you enjoyed that last episode of Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap. And if you did, please like, subscribe, press that notification button, as well as comment. I'll see you next week. Keep it sexy.
Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap. This is where we talk about love, sex, relationship, culture, different